Hey there, Phoebe Fazio here from phoebefazio.com, and
I'm Dr. Cara Gubbins of the animalwisdomcircle.com and drcaragubbins.com.
we are here to have some fun.
Really?
Fun with animal wisdom and fun with sound washing, channeled sounds, and it is so much fun to put them together, to have the sounds enhancing the animal wisdom and the animal wisdom's really guiding the sounds, bringing in the messages for you. So we're going to start by drawing a card.
Okay, so I've got the Animal Wisdom Oracle cards right here, and I'm going to just shuffle a little bit more. I think this is the one. Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Leopard. Leopard. It's funny because I was shuffling earlier and I was like, leopard? I don't even remember talking to a leopard. Because all of these cards came from my intuitive conversations with each of the animals. So I'm going to have to kind of, okay. So let me just kind of check back into that energy. So I'll just hold it up here so you can see it. So the spiritual gift of the leopard is independence. And when you think about a leopard, they tend to be solitary. They hunt on their own. They're very, very self-sufficient. And so now the conversation's coming back to me. It's kind of funny. So that is a gift, right? Like there may be times when that's not great or whatever, but that's kind of unique. Not every animal species has that. So that independence is the spiritual gift. The spiritual lesson is also, oftentimes it's the flip side of the gift. It's like, what's the other side of the coin? And here, the challenge or the spiritual lesson for the leopard is flexibility. So how do I, have my world and yet adapt to new things? How do I not get stuck in, if this was a person, my way or the highway, that really tough independence. So that bringing in flexibility is the challenge when you feel like you do it all yourself and you're doing it right, like the way I do it is the way it should be done. So that's the challenge. And then when we look at the message of interdependence, that's like the marriage of that gift and that lesson. So really, how do I go forward into the world being myself and being clear on who I am, but also know that I don't have to do everything alone, and I have that flexibility to work with other people, to be in relationship with other people, other leopards, whatever. But how do I find that balance between independence and being flexible and in relationship? And so that is interdependence. So that's also something to aspire to, that ability to be yourself and be in relationship. So it's not a codependent, it's not a, dysfunctional, but it's coming from a position of strength. Okay? So that's the leopard.
That's beautiful. Wow. So as I tune into the energies of the leopard, and that's how I channel the sound, as I tune into whatever the topic or the person is that's receiving these messages. So these are for you, whoever's listening, whoever's watching this, at whatever level you receive it. And I'm really guided to a bowl that's off screen. She's Esther. She's an E-bowl, which is associated with your solar plexus. So to me, that is the epitome of independence, having that personal power of that solar plexus. And I'm also guided to play a bowl that's on the other side. I'll put one of them into view at least, which is for the adrenals. That's D, my D sharp bowl. And the adrenals are in the back. So the back side is for receiving, for one, And also, this is going to support any challenge that you have physically. You know, when we try to do everything ourselves, we're independent, we're trying to do everything ourselves, that's when we drain our adrenals. We just can't do it all. So, and just a heads up, I don't usually talk this much before. I just want to get into the sound, but something needed to be said for some reason. These two bowls together have such a tight dissonance as opposed to harmony, and you will feel things breaking up and being removed and pulled, and we'll just see where it takes us from there. And I'll be adding my voice and some other fun sounds. So I hope you enjoy.
I'm going to hold the card up.
Yeah, so Cara's going to show the card, so you can tune into that, or you can close your eyes and just allow the sounds to wash over you and take you to that place. Thank you. Thank you, Leopard.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Thank you, Animal Wisdom. Thank you, Cara.
My arm got tired, so I had to put the card down.
That's why we're putting up a picture.
That was so unexpected. It was so not what I expected.
Right?
Can I just say, like,
yeah,
you're talking about the adrenals and personal power, and I was like, oh yeah, this is total third chakra stuff. Oh, that's totally what's gonna happen. And I felt like my whole sixth chakra, so for people who don't know, sixth chakra, just this expansion in every direction and like heat. And it was just like, whoa. I was like, oh, I feel that dissonance. But it was like the dissonance was early, and then it was like this expansion within my head, and I even still feel like my energy field is way expanded here. And it, like, I felt like it tuned me into the senses of the leopard in the jungle at night.
Oh, wow.
Like that heightened awareness, you know, the sight and the sounds and the smells, which would all be right here, and just like kind of also, you know, probably intuitively just reaching out.
I just got that word. I was like intuitive.
Yeah.
Because they go on instinct, right?
They've got to. I mean, there's so much, I think, so much knowledge and such a wisdom base. So I think that most animals also have a knowledge base of their environment, and that, but also, you know, just like, that's also part of the sixth chakra.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of that, your brains and your intuition and your senses, so much of our senses are right here too. So, and it felt so wonderful. That's really cool.
Wow. Well, and I could feel, you know, when I'm playing, I get insights and feelings and questions, you know, like where are we going next with this? How long are we staying on this? You know, like those kinds of questions, and they're always answered, even if I'm not asking them, that it just goes to the next thing. I don't plan this out. There's no way to plan it out. It's so wonderful that way. So we went from the two that are the most dissonant to the two that are the most consonant, which is the opposite of dissonant, and ended with the bee bowl, which is the crown chakra. So, you know, we sort of had like a whole chakra alignment thing happen here. Beautiful experience. And for me, I get into the energy of whatever it is that I'm channeling sounds for. It calls me deeper and deeper into whatever that is. And to be in the energy of the leopard is phenomenal. So for those of you that, you know, maybe this is the first time you've seen this video of ours, but Cara is an animal intuitive. And when she mentioned that she had conversations with these animals, she did these live for people. And I was on some of those calls, and they are phenomenal. She's tuned into this animal from a distance and gets these messages from the questions she asks of these animals. And so this card deck is not just like, oh, let's do angels, you know, like let's pick some animals. It's informed from her intuitive interactions with these animals. And so for me to just tune into that, the energy of what you shared with us with that card brought me into that experience. And not just as that animal, but also what is that for me? You know, where am I so independent that I don't reach out for other people? And where can I be more flexible? Where can I be more interdependent? All those words just so, you know, make this experience so much more, well, you used the word rich in our last video. It's just, it's so much more dimensionality.
Yeah.
So much more interest, beauty.
Complexity, yes.
Yeah.
And refinement, more specific understandings of all these different, multifaceted ways to be
Right.
a spiritual being, having whichever kind of experience we chose this time.
Right. And I am not an intuitive. I mean, I suppose I can learn how to be an animal intuitive. I think you teach people how to do that, right?
Of course.
And, sometimes I can tune into my cat or my dog or whatever. But I don't think I ever really thought that you could tune into any animal, wild animal or pet, and bring and ask them questions like that, like you did, that bring more into our human experience. It can make us better people because we can connect with the animals in that way.
It's almost paradoxical that we understand our humanity better by understanding the experience of an animal.
Yes.
But it's true.
Yeah. And you've really shown us, I mean, my eyes are open, like literally, I'm like, wow. And I've experienced your work before. And then to come together with the sound and the energy and just really sitting with that, just spending some time in the life of, in the energy. It's not even in the life. Like we talked about,
essence. It's more
in the jungle, but yeah, the essence and the feeling of it and how that informs us as human beings.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody watching the video had an experience, right? Like not necessarily your experience or my experience, but hopefully they had an experience, and we would love to hear what your experience is.
Please share
leave a note in the comments, because it's just fascinating how many different ways we can experience this energy, because what I experienced was really different from what Phoebe experienced. But tell us more about how this is for you. We'd love to hear about it in the comments.
Yeah, and you can get more information about both of us down in the description. Just click that little upside down triangle if you haven't figured it out.
See more.
And there, links to where you can find out more about us. And we've got more for you. So
come on back. Stay tuned.
If you haven't clicked the subscribe button on whichever channel you're watching this on, do that so that you can get notifications. You can always adjust those notifications, just FYI, so you don't get bombarded by a bunch of emails. You can set it like, I just only want it when they send out a new, put up a new video, or, you get to set that. Okay. So go aheend and
so don't be afraid to subscribe.
Yeah. And you can unsubscribe if you're like, just undo it later. It's fine. But yeah, stay tuned and we'll see you some more. Okay. Bye.